Oh man, I had a crazy dream last night.
Really? What was it about?
Well, I was riding on a zebra into my backyard, and as I looked around, I noticed the sky was pink. There were unicorns and Pegasuses.
Pegasi.
What? Oh, well, anyway, there were some white tigers there too. I rode the zebra over to the back of the yard where there is a telephone pole. Suddenly, the wires began to spin around like a pinwheel. So, what do you think?
Honestly, I think you're either crazy or very imaginative. Not quite sure which.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Oh, Theo Elly.
Hi, Doc. We were just talking about this dream you had last night.
Well, you're in luck. I happen to know someone that was gifted by God in the area of dreams.
Oh, that's right. Daniel was gifted by God in understanding dreams. We learned about that last time. Let's get him activated, pronto.
Okay. Let me fire up the old laptop. Here we go.
Hi, Theo Elly.
Hi, Daniel.
Hey, what's going on with his voice?
Oh, well, I installed a new voice modulator. What do you think?
Oh,
Different.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
All right, well, good evening, Daniel. Our friends were just talking about dreams. You have a story about dreams, don't you?
Do I ever? It was the second year of the reign of King Nebuchadnezzar.
Whoa. Is this about my dream?
Shh. Your dream is silly anyways. I want to hear about Daniel's story.
As I was saying, King Nebuchadnezzar.
Yes, Daniel?
This is supposed to be King Nebuchadnezzar. Don't tell me you had a small budget.
Hey, that's my joke.
You were saying?
Yes, the king was all upset and couldn't sleep because of all his dreams.
Servants! Servants! Where are those servants? I sure could use a glass of warm milk to help put me to sleep.
This went on for some time until the king had enough.
I've had enough. I've got to find out what these dreams mean.
I hear you. I had this dream about a zebra, and there was...
I think you should just let it go. Let it go.
Fine, I'll let it go.
Let it go.
The king summoned all of his magicians, enchanters, and sorcerers, and a group of wise men called the Chaldeans to help him figure out what was going on. When he had gathered them all together, he said to them,
I had a dream, and my spirit is troubled. To know the dream.
One of the smart guys asked the king to tell him what the dream was so that they could figure out what the meaning. But the king said,
The word from me is firm. If you do not make known to me the dream and its interpretation, you shall be torn limb from limb, and your house shall be laid to ruins.
Whoa, this guy is serious. He really needs to take a nap.
Can I continue?
By all means, Your Majesty.
If you show me the dream and its interpretation, you shall receive from me gifts and rewards and great honor.
Oh, now we're talking.
That doesn't seem fair. How are they supposed to know what the dream the king is dreaming? Unless he tells them.
That's exactly what they said. They asked him a second time for the dream, but the king refused.
Stop stalling and lying to me. Tell me the dream and what it means, or all of you are dead meat.
The wise king answered back to the king, saying that no king in all of history had ever asked anyone to do this, because no man could do it. Only the gods could do it.
Ariok.
I think he's talking to you.
But I'm not Ariok.
Just play along. It'll be fun.
But I don't want to.
Remember what he said? Limb from limb.
Yes, right. Ariok reporting for duty, sir.
Good. The wise men of mine are fools. Take your soldiers and destroy them all. Well, don't just stand there. Go!
Yes, your majesty.
When I heard the decree from the king, I went to find Ariok. Being one of the wise men, I was one of his targets.
Oh no. What did you do?
Since I had only just found out about the decree, I said to Ariok, Ariok, why is the decree of the king so urgent? Ariok told me about how the other wise men failed and about the anger of the king. I told him to set up an appointment for me to see the king, and I would tell him what he wanted to know.
But did you know what the dream was?
At that point, no.
Dude, you're crazy. You didn't know what the dream was, but you said you would tell the king? I would have taken the fastest camel out of Babylon.
He wasn't crazy. He was trusting God. But you were a little scared, weren't you?
You bet I was. I knew I didn't want to do this alone, so I went to my three friends. Hananiah,
Hello?
Mishael,
Greetings.
and Azariah.
Hi there.
The four of us began to pray with all of our hearts, seeking mercy from God that He would reveal the mystery of our dreams to save us from destruction.
What happened?
The four prayed hard. In the night, Daniel had a vision from God. In the vision, God showed Daniel the king's dream and told him what it meant.
My friends and I were so grateful to God. I said, "Blessed be the name of God forever and ever, to whom belongs wisdom and might. He changes times and seasons. He removes kings and sets up kings. He gives wisdom to the wise and knowledge to those who have understanding. He reveals deep and hidden things. He knows what is in darkness, and the light dwells with him. To you, God of my fathers, I give thanks and praise. For you have given me wisdom and might, and have made to me what we have asked of you. For you have made known to us the king's matter."
Wow.
Then I went to Ariok and told him not to kill any of the wise men, because I had the answer the king was looking for.
Yay,
Yeah,
praise
yeah,
God,
praise
praise
God.
God.
Yes, he had the answer that no one knew except God. Well, let's stop right there in the story for tonight. So, Theo Elly, what are we learning from this story?
Well, I learned that it's not good to be wise.
What? We didn't learn that. Well, at least I didn't.
Hello? All the wise men were the ones in trouble. If you were one of the normal Babylonians, you would have been safe.
Maybe in this story, the wise men were the ones in trouble. But being wise is, what saved Daniel and his friends. They went to God instead of relying on themselves.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right.
Wise men of Babylon were smart people, but they were not like the Bible tells us. The Bible tells that the fear of God
Is the beginning of wisdom. The other wise men didn't fear God, which showed that they lacked wisdom.
Ha! Unwise wise men. I like it.
Well, what did you learn?
I learned that God is a revealer of secrets. Nothing is hidden from God, and if He chooses, He can make anything known.
Wait, nothing is hidden? So God knows everything?
Absolutely everything. He knows that we're all here tonight. He knows the bad things that you've done and no one's seen. And he even knows about every speck of dust in this room and where it's gonna land.
Wow. That really is everything.
That is bad news if we are wicked, but it also means that we can truly trust in God. He has all the answers and knows our questions before we even think to ask them.
Like when you asked him about the dream?
Exactly. God knew the question and answer before I asked it. Even before the king had his dream. Before I was born. Actually, before time began.
This is a great lesson to learn. And it's about time we wrap everything up for tonight.
Well, goodbye, everyone.
Yeah, goodbye, guys.
Oh. All right. Goodbye, guys.
Good luck, Coach.
See you later.
Bye.
Ready to deactivate.
Deactivating.